Welcome back to Villa TV and to Matchday Live. It's yet another success for Aston Villa. Now 7 unbeaten games in all competition in a row. This time over 3rd place in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa up to 6th place in the Premier League. Level on points with Man City, then with a game in hand. But Villa have really laid down the gauntlet. My name is Kate Tracy. Alongside me, I have Lee Hendry and Cillian Petrov. And waiting in the wings, we have one of our goal scorers of the night, Danielle Maron. If Danielle would like to come over and join us. He's got mic in hand and everything. Lovely to see you, Don. Exactly, so much. I mean, we've got to start with your goal. Now 2-2 in the last 2 games. Quick turnaround for Brighton, of course, midweek. How satisfying has that been for you to get your goals?
Yeah, of course, if you come new to a club, you want to get your goals in as soon as possible. I had to wait a few weeks, few games, and try to stay patient and train hard. And I'm happy that could help.
And of course, you came in only in January, but we're now heading towards the back end of the season. In terms of a statement win, though, over Nottingham Forest, who have had such a blinding season so far, how much of a statement was that?
I think we all knew it was very important today. They're a good team, a bit awkward to play against, so. Yeah, we're quite satisfied that we got a win.
When you say awkward to play against, what exactly do you mean?
I mean, they have good counter-attacks, they wait, sometimes they kick, It's, it was a physical game, and you see the second half we were a bit struggling with some moments, but at the end we got the 3 points. So
how are you finding it yourself? You enjoying your time here?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I like the stadium, I like the fans.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't play, I still, was really into the game. So yeah, I really.
Where do you feel more comfortable? Wider in more of the central area? Because today's goal is more like a striker. That movement you've anticipated the danger. You've seen the ball. You've seen, and your move. Where do you feel much comfortable?
For me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're forward, left, right, in the middle, you all have to, get in front of the goal and try to assist or score. So for me, it doesn't really matter. But yeah. At the end, we just got to be there.
Did Nottingham Forest made it easier for you first half? They were playing very narrow. There was a lot more space in the wings. Except second half, they've changed it. They've put Odoi and they've put Silva in the wide. They've closed this area. Did that give you more freedom and got opportunity to take the ball? Because you were very active. First half especially, everything was going through you. That makes it easier for you guys, or you just try to anticipate where the danger is?
I think first half they didn't really press. They didn't play man against man. Second half they changed it and they played more man against man and made it a bit more physical and more of a fight. And then you have to just win your battles, and it's a bit different. But yeah, first half was definitely more easy.
Please carry on.
No,
please.
Just wanted to say, just your settlement period. You've come to a club where he's doing well. You have to fight for your place. You find it difficult, or you find it more challenging for better you as a player to develop and to help the team?
I knew that if you come to a new club, and especially a club that is going upwards, that you have to fight for your place. It should be like that as well. So it kept me motivated. Of course, not always easy. You want to be on the pitch, but it kept me challenged and motivated, and I'm still are. So yeah.
Hey, it's difficult. We've been a player, so we know how difficult, to stay positive, to be ready when you call to come to the team. But you have done it every time, and you've done it with a smile, which make a difference. You play with some players that they get moody.
Yeah, I know. No, everybody gets moody at some time, but I mean, yeah, it's part of the job. I mean, it's part of football, and it makes football so. If you have to fight and earn it, it's better than if they give it to you. So I don't mind it.
I don't want to keep, but I just want to ask. Disappointing that you're not part of the squad for Europe is.
I mean, of course.
I would have kicked the first. I'll tell you what.
Of course, if you get that news, it's not nice. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm here for longer than the Champions League run. Yeah. This one hopefully we have one next year, in the upcoming years. So I mean, I'm positive, and I don't even really think about it.
I'll tell you what, with the goals like that,
we
have more European nights. Trust me.
And not even that, though. The FA Cup semi-final to look forward to. We're talking about a whole breadth of competitions as well. Getting to Wembley again, then, and facing Crystal Palace as well. How much are you looking forward to that?
I do. It's amazing. I played Wembley last year.
Yeah.
It was a very big game, and this one's going to be big as well. And I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I think is really special.
Definitely so. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate
thank you.
it.
Keep up the good work, man.
And can't wait to see plenty more goals from you in the next few games as well, Danielle. Thank you so much for your time. Big thank you to Danielle Maron. Great to speak to him as well. First time I've spoken to him in this time, and just really laid back, really assured. We know how much experience he has in the game. The fact he's played in a Champions League final last year.
He just called it a bigger game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, it's great to see.
It is.
It's great to see he's doing well, and we talked about that in the show beforehand about not being registered in the Champions League. Must be hurting. Must be hurting. Must be down. But it looks like he's enjoying it. He knows his role, and something that he said is it's about the next season. I want to be there, and I want to be part of it. So it's great.
And we talk about that. We know football's a physical game, but it's also such a mental game as well.
Yeah.
And for him to come here, understandably so, a lot of the allure of Villa would have been the fact that they are in the Champions League this year. He was in the final last year. Then, of course, even his first game was against Wolves. It got ruled for a bizarre offside. Yeah. And then he was ill. He faced setback after setback. And then, of course, for Holland the other day with the penalty. It's just been one thing after another. Him to come back with 2 goals, testament to him.
Do you know something? I mean, it is, because that shows the calibre of player that we bring into the football club, doesn't it? And I think you touched on us Champions League, the attraction it brings in top players. People want to come and be a part of this football club, and credit to him, because we touched on it, didn't we? Before the game, is that his testament of coming in and players that have actually come in that January window. It's almost got overshadowed. We kind of forgot about that. Not forgot about it, but you do. Everyone's talking about Rashford. Everyone's talking about Aston.
Big loan players.
And this is the thing. He's a proper player, and to be fair, he's re-establishing himself, and he's showing. I think maybe that onus of not coming in and expecting too much. I mean, I think that's probably gone in his favour, and that's why he's scoring goals and he's enjoying his football with a smile on his face.
And Cillian, I like what you asked him about where do you want to play? Do you want to be the number 9? Do you prefer to play off the right?
I know he says it's the same. I'm happy to play. It's completely different.
Yeah,
playing wider, playing up front, it's completely different. I mean, playing up front, you get more opportunities. Playing wider, you have to create. You have to be more adventurous. With a striker, I find it a little bit more easier. You pick your position, you find the space, you go and attack. That's his goal today. It was like a total striker.
So good.
His movement, the way he attacked the ball, and he looks like, but he can play. And it's something that some players we as a players will say, as long as I'm in the team, I'll play. It don't work like that. Yeah. You do find a comfortable zone position that you like to play, you feel that you can provide. And that's why I've asked him, because he looks like, a few times he played up front. I liked him.
Yeah, me too.
He's very clever.
Active,
he comes short.
Yeah,
he lays the ball. He gets the players to link up with him. But he likes to go behind as well. So he could be different. That's why.
I think that's what's good about it. I know we've gone. I'm going back to it again, but the versatility that we've got. Bench-wise in that forward area, he can play through the middle. Rashford can play through the middle. Ollie obviously can play through the middle, and this is where I think it suits Unai's methods and his style. His makeup to this team is absolutely spot on, and it's great to see what we're actually building here at the football club. It really is, and as I said, the likes of Marlon, the likes of Rashford, this club is absolutely made for these sort of players to go and do what they like. He said, I'll play in the wide area and I'll play up top, and he can do that. And that's the same with Rashford. And to be fair, you could put Ollie out wide. We've got so much class in that forward area. It's brilliant.
Do you think many of the players will be asking questions, well, who's going to be left out for next season of the Champions League?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Exactly, because of the extra rules.
This season is, Marlon, who's going to be the next one?
Yeah.
This keep you on your toes.
It's a wonderful problem in some ways. I like keeping players on their toes, though. I mean, even now with a fully fit squad, we're looking at the bench of who's actually missing out on even being on the bench now. So it's a happy problem to have. Right, should we get right into the game
Yes.
then? Now, Cillian, you and I were talking about the quick start. We were saying beforehand, Nottingham Forest, you don't want to allow them to score first because they can really sit in, even for them, thereafter, and they can just dictate the whole passage of play. So for Villa to be on the front foot, so key.
Yeah, of course, and that's Villa, especially at home. They've started on front foot every single game. They use the crowd, the atmosphere, everything. But I felt like Nottingham just came here to kind of kill the pace.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, get the advantage of, you know, the crowd to turn a little bit more, to become a little bit more nervous. But Villa just started from the start straight away. I mean, Morgan Rogers, Oli, Marland, they were brilliant. But who was really good, I think, Onana and Tielemans.
Very good.
Really good. And
Belgium.
Asensio was given that. Used to love that little free low moving everywhere.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Every time he gets the ball, he looks after that ball. He brings people into play. But Onana and Tielemans, they were really good. They're controlling the game. They're controlling the tempo. Nottingham haven't really offered much in the first half. Second half was completely different. I think they've changed tactically a couple of things. They've put obviously Silva, Odoya wider. They've given more width. And Gibbs White was really good in the second half. He kind of felt like, I have to take control. And Villa kind of struggled, but maybe that comes from easy first half, because it was easy first half. They haven't offered anything.
And I think we said, you know, that they do offer a lot of possession, you know, to their oppositions, and we know that. And that's where you can get a little bit complacent. The start we had was perfect, because I think the longer the game goes on, that's where Forest have been really dangerous. You know, like they stay in games for long periods and then they end up winning one.
Well, surely even look at the reverse picture of this.
Exactly, yeah, where we dominated the game as well for long periods. So that was key, that we got that early start, and I thought it was really bright in the opening moments. But then it sort of almost, like you said, it got a little bit too easy.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well, you know, we've won the game here, and I don't think that is the case in the players' minds, but it can get to that situation where you're 2-0 up, you're cruising the game, you're dictating a lot of the ball. They're going to come out with something in the second half, which they did, credit to them, and they should be for where they are in the Premier League. But you know, what a massive result that is for us for so many reasons. You know, the momentum continues. We're in touching distance now of that Champions League. It's brilliant. And to be 6 points off Forest, who have had a great season.
Especially, we touched a little bit on, 8 changes. This is a lot of changes for a team.
Brilliant.
It completely changed the dynamic of the team. You know, players are informed, they're scoring goals, they want to play every game. But 8 changes, that's a lot.
It's massive, yeah.
And to be honest, it's a great result. At the end, it's a great result. That's why I say there will be a lot of twists and turns until the end of the season. You can see today, second half, the boys had to battle. Martinez had to make a couple good saves. You know, he had to be in control. And everybody was asked to do their job, and they've done it perfectly.
They really have done, haven't they? And another goal for Morgan Rogers. Again, his 8th in the Premier League, to go with his 3 Champions League goals. Any number of assists that he got as well then. Morgan Rogers, talk about changes and the team having 8 changes today. Morgan Rogers is just a stalwart. He's there in every one of them.
Oh, listen, every time I see him, the amount of people that talk about how good this kid is phenomenal, and his step up in class has really shown that. You know, I think, you know, he's got, if he can keep adding goals to his game, he's got everything about him. His strength-wise, his ability to pick a pass, to get into good areas. I mean, what a signing we brought to the football club.
Bargain.
And he's enjoying his football again. You know, he's playing with some top-class players. You know, he's got himself into the England squad. It's great to see once you start having that flow and that rhythm. You know, it continues on, and that's what we're seeing here at Villa Park and away from home. You know, and in an England shirt, it's brilliant to see that we've got so much class, and it's great to see that he's scoring goals, because I think that's so important from a midfielder. You know, it's not all about assists, and it's about scoring goals and assists, and that's what he's got in his locker. It's massive.
And I think his physicality helps him a lot to develop his both sides of the game, defensively, offensively. But he's becoming a key member of this team. I think he's becoming a leader. And when you have such a young player who develops in the right manner, and he moves in the right direction, he becomes a leader. Everybody's looking like what he's going to do. The fans now, I think the fans, when the team is not doing well, he's like, where's Morgan? What is he going to do? Can he take that ball? Can he travel with the ball? Can he think of something? Can he come up with something that final third? And when you have this kind of status in this team, you grow, and you just can't drop.
Yeah.
You know, the people have expectation now, the players, your teammates, do have expectation, and you
He's
have
matching
to,
that as well, though.
Yeah,
by the
of
way,
course,
isn't
yeah,
he? He's
I
doing everything that what he can do from a midfielder's perspective. It's great to see.
And talking about players who are really enjoying their football at present, Marcus Rashford came on again today. And when you're looking over at the bench, and we saw the bibs coming off those three players, Marcus Rashford, Boubacar Kamara and JJ Ramsey, all coming off the bench. I mean, Forest must have just looked over and their heads must have dropped at that point. But again, Rashford then coming on for Ollie Watkins, filling that 9 role. He was ever so slightly edging towards the left in various parts of the game. But again, talk about versatility in the front line. That was Exhibit A.
But clever, because the back three at the end for Nottingham Forest, they're powerful, they're strong. Yeah. Playing against these three players is very difficult. So what he done, he's just giving himself a chance just to look at the situation, look at the space, how he can attack it when he receives the ball. And he was clever. Only one the chance that obviously the goalkeeper managed to rush back and save it. It was one that he went through the middle, but what he done, he realized there is 1v1. So he can beat anyone. With his pace, his speed, he can beat anyone. So he's really clever. And he's played in a lot of big games, a lot against a lot of big. And sometimes striker will think, well, I need to show my physicality, my strength. Sometimes you just have to be clever. And that's what Marcus Rashford does.
How big of a win is this against Forest? Again, another unbeaten game for Villa at home. That's now 15 in the Premier League since that Arsenal defeat right at the start of the season, where Villa were arguably the better team that day anyway. But again, for Forest, who have just had such a blistering season throughout, how big of a statement is that?
Huge, huge. I mean, the way Villa are going is you have to win games like that. You have to win every single game. If you want to get into Europe, if you have to fight for silverware, you have to win games like that. You have to, even if you don't dominate them most of the game and you don't control it, you have to get results. And that's what Unai Emery does. And he's done it in his career. He gets results. He gets his teams to get to the finals. He gets them to achieve what the fans want them to achieve. And you have to do that. And this result is huge.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, he's utilised his squad. I mean, quite magnificent. I think, like, magnificent. It's, like, unbelievable, because I think we're getting to a stage now where, you know, we're coming to the closing end of the season. And I've said it earlier, you know, we're in such a good predicament at the moment. And I mean that by lots of reasons. I mean, you know, we highlight the squad depth, we look at the bench, and changes today. We've got the ability, and everyone's buying into what he's actually bringing to the football club. And that's, you know, the style of play, the rhythm that we've got. It's so good. You have to credit the manager so much, because there's not many managers could literally come in and have that bounce factor, which he has done from day one, really, and take the club forward. But then everyone buying into these methods that he's got. It's absolutely remarkable. My hat goes off to him, because for me, he's one of the top managers.
Yeah, but he won things. You know how important it is to get to that, to the finals, to get to the final target. But you'll be sitting in that room and he's going, you know what, we're in the semi-final of the Cup. We've got still chance for Europe going through the league, and we're quarter-final of the Champions League. But he'll be saying, no question about it. If that ends now, for me, will be a disaster, because that's the way he thinks. For us as the fans, and, you know, fans will think, oh, it's a great season, but those managers, they don't think like that.
No.
It's like, I want to get to the top, and this is the mindset and this is the message he sent to the players.
And when we talked to Morgan Rogers the other week on this show, and he was saying that Unai has said, you know, this is the final stretch of a season now, let's give everything we've got in every single game, which obviously they're going to do anyway, but just that shift of mentality. Yeah. And I know that Unai, he would probably be the first person to be saying, we're focusing on ourselves, we're focusing on every game that we have coming at us. But at this point of the season, you can't help but start to look at the other results around you. When you look at the results today, Arsenal drawing with Everton, Brighton losing to Crystal Palace, Bournemouth and West Ham drawing, drop points around other teams that are vying for those European places is something that Villa are going to be keeping an eye on.
And we've just beat one of them teams that are in the mix of it also. It's even better. You know, I'll keep saying it. You know, I think the highlight of everything is, listen, we're sitting in the quarterfinal of the Champions League and we're going to play PSG. Everyone's writing us off, which, listen, I think everyone's looking at it and thinking, yes, probably a tough game to go and play. Are we going to win the Champions League? Who knows? With this man, I would never rule anything out. We're sitting pretty in the Premier League. I think with the way we're being so consistent at the moment, lots of them teams are now starting to drop off, which is even better for us. So, you know, that's why I think today was such a real key result for us to get even closer to Forest. Still in touchdown. The manager won't be thinking about Europe. He'll probably be thinking about finishing third.
Yeah.
And that's his mentality, and I'm sure he's driving that through the changing room. So it's such a great position we're in at the moment, and the results are going for us. But all we've got to focus on is keep winning games, and this place has been a fortress this season again for us. We've got to continue that on the road. We've got to continue this flow that we're on at the moment. Listen, who knows what could bring this season? We could have an absolute remarkable season. Silverware could be draining through the doors there. But it really could. Yeah, it could. But
the manager have a healthy squad now. He's got pretty much everybody's back, you know. So it's something that he can pick and choose. He can rotate. We mentioned earlier about how many games, what kind of games are coming up. You have to be able to have as much players as you can, fit, strong, ready to go, because you don't know who will be called to start the game. And it seems like nobody knows what Unai will do.
No.
You know, sometimes you would think, he's a straightforward, and then he's a 3-4 changes. He's like, oh, what's happened here? But he's into details. He assesses squad all the time. I think there's so many people, you know, staff now with analysis and fitness coaches, recovery, preparation. I think he sees every single detail and picks the team that he thinks can win on a day.
That bench today, I looked at that bench and I was like, I mean, like you say, Nuno must look round and had a look at his bench and gone, wow. Because, I mean, the quality that we've got to come on the pitch, and not just the quality, but to give us something of a spark and something different. It's unbelievable. You got like McGinn on the bench, Kamari. I mean, Rashford, it's like, it blows your mind because it just shows where we are at as a football club. Everyone's more or less fit. We're in a great predicament. I think if you ask any manager in the Premier League, could you have any squad? I'm pretty sure that people wouldn't be turning this squad down, I'll say that.
Man United definitely.
We can't go there.
Oh, even we can't go there quite yet. Even I feel bad enough to do that. But that's it, though, isn't it? The strength of the squad. And comparison to this time last year, where Villa started so well and were effectively limping over the line towards the back end of the season. And now you look at the teams that they've got to face in the Premier League. Of course, up next is PSG, Southampton, PSG, but then you've got Newcastle, you've got Man City to go. We've just had a team that is there or thereabouts in the league from where Villa really want to be. So it's those chance to take points off of other teams and to be able to gain them for themselves, so Villa to climb further.
Yeah, well, those are the teams that you battle to get to those European places. And I don't think Unai Emery fear those teams at the moment. I think the opposition fears Aston Villa, the way they play. And Newcastle, I always felt that they're very physical, they're very strong. Sometimes Villa struggle against teams like that. But, you know, it's a great opportunity to change my view and my opinion about it, you know. But I think it's difficult. Man City, I think it's going to be an interesting game because both teams trying to play football. Unai love coming across against Pep. So I think that those games will be probably the compass of what's going to happen of the season, because this is the team. Those are the teams that are around you, and they're trying to get to European play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, I'm thinking, I don't fear anyone, to be honest.
No.
The fixtures that we've got, I think, are winnable fixtures, and this is the belief that we've actually got at the moment. We're on this real good run of win form, and I just think that at the moment, listen, the only game that you fear is probably the PSG one, but with that man in charge, you know, you can't rule anything out, and that's where I think to myself, Palace at Wembley, I think we've got. I know they're our bogey side, but it's neutral ground. You know, I think we step up and we win that game, and then obviously where we are in the league at the moment, I just think we're in such a good place. We just need to keep that going because, you know, as I said, this could be a phenomenal season, and you look back at the season, and it probably hasn't been anywhere close to last season, really. We were brilliant last season, some of the performances, but this season probably we've been a bit hit and miss, but we're still in the thick of everything. It's crazy to think about it.
That's probably testament, actually. That's probably more of a point than anything else, is that it feels like Villa kind of, in the league at least, struggled to find their identity as such for the most part of the season, and it's really coming together now. But despite that, like I say, they're still vying for the Champions League places, FA Cup semi-final.
I think everything, you know, it seems like Unai Emery is getting this team now a challenge after challenge. You know, Europe has been great, and you've got European game coming up, you can just put your head down because then you've got a FA Cup. Yeah. You can't put your head down because there is a league again. And you fight for all these three things. So literally the players are looking at, even Paris Saint-Germain will be difficult. Over 2 games will be really difficult. Yeah. Come to the worst, that you've got the next thing to look for. It's not like you just go and finish the season. You've got targets, and those targets are still possible for the club.
I think with the 3 targets we've got, it's just phenomenal. Like, it really is. You know, the league finished, the FA Cup, and to think about it, you know, we sort of got to that sort of after Christmas period where you're going, what can we do this season? It seems a little bit flat, and all of a sudden we've got a real bounce factor going into the new year, and all of a sudden we're in a great position in the FA Cup. We're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which you'd never, you know, you wouldn't think of, would you really? And the potential of beating PSG, facing a Real Madrid or Liverpool, which listen, you get into them stages and you're talking about it, but we have to think logically. This team, they're no mugs, and they've got the right man in charge that's driving them forward.
Oh, that's a perfect note, I think, to finish on then, and throwing it forwards as well to PSG. But lads, thank you so much for both of you for coming back here for the post-game show, and of course to Danielle Maron as well. But the lads have teed it up there. We are actually going to be taking this show to Paris next week for the PSG game. So we'll see you in Paris.